In this video, we'll go over some of the pitfalls you should avoid while making baby food with your Ninja Foodie Power Blender, the Ultimate SS401. Just starting off. Many people make the mistake of trying to add numerous foods at once. Instead, your baby should try one thing at a time to rule out potential allergies. So make one ingredient mixture, then you can always combine those blends afterwards. The second point to keep in mind is that you don't want to make too much. Because your baby will only eat purees for a few months, there's no reason to stockpile frozen food which might serve no purpose. So aim to produce batches that will last at a maximum of a month. It's best to keep things simple when it comes to babies. Don't make the mistake of making all the complicated preparation. Simple steaming that retains the majority of the nutrients will suffice. When you start up, go for a super smooth texture to avoid any chunks. That's the course you wish to take. Remember that up until this moment, your baby has only consumed breast milk or formula. So, if you're trying to offer your newborn a chewy applesauce combo, odds are your baby won't appreciate it. Make it as smooth as you can, and don't be afraid to take it a step further and make it as liquidy as you can at first. That could make the transition from breast milk to periods a lot easier. With that in mind, don't be afraid to add breast milk or formula to the puree itself. When you do this, you're adding something he or she already recognizes and is more inclined to accept. As a result, when your newborn tastes peas for the first time, he or she will recognize the flavor. After you've steamed and blended your puree, the best and simplest solution is to freeze everything in small portions that can be stored in the freezer for up to 2 to 3 months, longer than that, and they lose both nutrients and taste. Put it in small ice cube trays, not traditional ice cube trays, which get stuck and are difficult to remove. But instead use those silicone trays that you can pop out. Begin feeding with 1 cube and gradually increase as your baby's appetite develops. Before you put those ice cube trays in the freezer, please wrap them in labeled freezer bags. Or I can guarantee that in a short period of time, you will have no idea what is what, as many fruits and vegetables are green. By doing so, you'll know what they are and when they were made. It's recommended to take those servings out the night before and let them defrost in the refrigerator. Simply place the puree in a glass bowl and place it in a larger bowl with hot water to warm up the food. 5 minutes should probably do the trick. It's that easy. If your baby is screaming and are hungry, it's okay to put them in the microwave if necessary. Yes, the microwave causes some nutrient loss, but sometimes having food and some sort of sustenance is more important than having a full nutritional palette available. You're gonna want to use the freshest and most seasonal ingredients possible. The more in season it is, the fresher it is, and the more nutrients your little one will receive. It is also a really good way to kind of challenge yourself to eat healthier too. You're not going to go to the market and simply pick up a bunch of fresh asparagus for your baby. Then go through the McDonald's drive-thru on your way home. No, my friend. You're going to want to make yourself a fresh healthy salad or some soup out of that asparagus. Because you're already doing the work of steaming it, so why not have some asparagus for supper as well? Making your own baby food has a lot of advantages, not just because it's fun and you know exactly what's in it, but also because it saves you a lot of money. Yes, you could argue that these pre-made packages are only roughly $1 each. That doesn't appear to be much. However, this adds up more faster than you realize, especially when your youngsters begin to eat more. So saving money by producing your own is a fantastic investment. And because you're watching this far, you're obviously intrigued. So why not give it a shot? What do you have to lose? And, while we're on the subject of investments, should you buy a baby food maker or not? That's entirely up to you, but I wouldn't. and I'll explain why by asking you this question. What are your plans for it once your baby has stopped eating all those purees? All these do is make baby food. The reason I'm investing in a blender is that it does everything. It makes my smoothies, green juice, soups, chops my vegetables, prepares my baby food, and make my dressing. It is capable of performing all tasks, and that is why it would have a spot on my counter. The price is nearly the same as a baby food maker, but it will last you for many years. And best part, your entire family will thank you for investing in a blender for sure. Once you start making some purees, you're going to be making all of those individually. Yes, eventually you'll want to mix and match, and we'll go over that in more detail in the next upcoming video. Just make sure you're mixing foods your newborn baby isn't allergic to. Sweet potato and carrot, oats and bananas, pears and applesauce, to mention a few, are some of the easiest combinations you may make. It's also a good idea to toss in some herbs and spice for your small one while you're mixing. You probably don't want to eat plain oatmeal, so why should your baby? Another clever trick is to reintroduce those baby food cubes into your own morning smoothie, the day when they aren't as popular as they once were. That's a clever technique to avoid wasting resources. I'm not a dietitian or a pediatrician. However, I believe in exposing children to more allergy foods at a younger age. That's how I was raised by my mom, and how I grew up. When I was younger, I was allergic to most things that was red, like paprika. I remember candy was a big no. But it ultimately got better because I listened to my mother, and didn't eat the food she told I couldn't eat. And today I do not have any symptoms. Just make sure you're paying attention to whatever you're trying, that you're really watching them closely. That's why it's recommended give them 3 days with every new food you introduce. Then you'll be able to pinpoint exactly what's causing the reaction. Here's the first 4 things you should start out with for your newborn. Remember that your child's digestive isn't as developed as yours, therefore steaming them helps them break down those foods. Oatmeal. Add some breast milk or formula of your choice to some cooked oats. Sweet potatoes. Steam some sweet potatoes and then puree them with either breast milk or formula of your choice. Pea protein is like the new big thing, and for good reasons. You can find them in the freezer section at any time of year. Simply steam and puree them, then add some breast milk or formula. Carrots are a favorite among practically all babies. The only thing with carrots is that they do take longer time to steam than other vegetables do. Add some breast milk or formula and you're all set. These are some of the safest cards to start with. Once you've established that your baby aren't allergic, then you add some spices. One of the most common complaints among parents who prepare their own baby food is that it's a little bit more messy. You're getting your blender dirty, as well as all of your small containers and an ice cube tray. That is totally true. However, if you've determined that babies aren't allergic, you may create larger amounts that last up to a month in the freezer, which will save you a lot of time in the long run. I have to admit, it's actually fun to look in your freezer and find freezer bags full of homemade baby food that's full of vitamins. And it didn't take much effort, though. If you like this video about how to make baby food with a blender, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below about your favorite takeaway for today. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week.